channel, you'll see me talking about repair videos around the house. But today I'm going to take a little bit of a divestiture from that and, believe it or not, present to you a very simple way to create raspberry jam. You're not going to believe how incredibly easy it is. All you're going to need, and I'll put the ingredients on the screen, are raspberries, hopefully ones you've picked locally, 2 lemons, and some sugar. That is your entire ingredient list. So let's get started. So one quick preparation note: when you buy your mason jars, and the batches I'm going to make are about the size you see right here, you want to make sure you wash your jars thoroughly with soap and water and rinse them completely. And then you want to make sure that you boil your caps, the metal portions, with the seals so they are sterilized. And then you want to preheat your oven to 130 degrees and put your mason jars inside so that when you put the steaming hot jam in later, you don't burst the jars. I have an additional pair of gloves right here. These are super highly temperature rated heat gloves. This will be good for grabbing the jars. The sugar gets very hot and dangerous, and we'll use those when we're jarring. But for the remainder of the ingredients, you have just a little over 2 cups of raspberries. You want to get a few in here that are not exactly ripe because those tend to be higher in pectin. And talking about pectin, we're also going to mix in some lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice into our mix so that we can add the pectin as well. And pectin is responsible for causing the jelly to gum up. So let's get started. But we now have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 cups of sugar, and a little bit more than 2 cups of raspberries. We want to stir that all together, and then we're going to take that over to our heat. All right, over at our stove, we're going to turn the heat to a low temperature, and we're going to let the sugar melt, keeping it stirring until it does. At this point, we want to take a little bit of a step away and grab 2 saucers, and we're going to put them in the freezer. So you can get a saucer much like this one, and maybe another one to back it up, and put them in your freezer. The reason for that is so that when we test our jam against a cold surface, we want to see if it gels up. And we'll get to that step a little bit later. So keep this moving. Okay, now with all the sugar melted, we can turn it up to a full boil. Once your mixture starts to boil, let it boil for 5 minutes, stirring it often. As you can see, we've reached a rolling boil. You want to keep stirring frequently when this happens, and we want to set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, our 5 minutes is up. We're going to turn off the heat. The steps from here on out are subject to timeliness, so we want to make sure we do it carefully. I've just pulled this plate out of a freezer. And I'm going to take a little bit of our jelly, our jam, and place it across the plate. We're going to set a timer for 30 seconds and check it to see if it congeals or if it's still watery. Alright, it's been 30 seconds. We can take our finger and just sort of run it through the jelly. And it is gummy, but it is not quite there yet. So we're going to cook for 2 more minutes at high temperature. Set our back to a boil and try the process again. another 2 minutes of boiling. We're going to turn the heat down or off. And we're going to take another test of our jam across a chilled plate and wait 30 seconds. 30 seconds is up. We'll test it once again. And we see that it's a little more jelly than it was before. Probably cook a little longer, but I think we're probably going to be just fine. Now you can see that your mixture is all cooked. It should have a darker color and pretty much look like jam. You want to let it sit and cool for about 5 minutes like this so that the fruit has time to settle evenly. Okay, as I said, for the last step we want to act kind of quickly, so I'm going to reach in with my heat glove, pull the mason jar out, which is at 130 degrees now, and then I'm going to take our jelly. You can use a ladle, or what I like to do is just pour it right in because I know I have my measurements correct. And get that into the preheated jar. It's still pretty liquidy because it's hot. Get the rest of the jam in there. And we're going to take our pre-washed boiled mason lid and get it on there quickly. Remember, this is super hot still. Be careful. Nice and tight, and let that sit and cool in a nice, dry, dark place, and you have some jam. Well, hopefully if you're like me, you learned something new today, and you can make raspberry jam too. Good luck, try it on your own, and if you like our videos, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. Hopefully we can teach you something new.